Hi YouTube, I'm just posting some mowing footage from today, and these two jobs are side by side. So we're just getting started with some perimeter trimming, and as we head round the small front garden, it's a small job this one. A couple of plastic downpipes, be careful with them, as trimmer line can certainly over time break even those plastic downpipes. Moving things out of the way, make a proper job of it if you can. So this is a Kawasaki trimmer, 27cc, TJ27E I believe, and the handle on it, you'll see it's not a stock handle. I wanted something a bit further up towards me, and so it works for me, so I'm happy with that. If it works for you, then that's okay too. And I'm also using today the Toro commercial 21-inch machine, and this is fitted with the Kawasaki FJ180 engine, the commercial engine with a screw-on filter. This is a 3-speed model, and it has a recycle. This is out the back. We've quickly done out the back. There's some wood stacked up there to the right by the wall, and that's an LPG tank. Keeps all their heating nice and warm, that with the wood. And on the left there's some cables there, telephone cables. So here we are, we've gone next door, and we see how we get on there. This is the Toro Turfmaster. This is 76 centimeters wide, and indeed it's got the same engine, the FJ180, and it spins 2 blades, and I've got the setting for side discharge here. So once again, we're a bit speeded up, and coming round so that the side discharge goes onto the grass rather than onto the gravel. You can always blow that off afterwards, but just try and keep the clippings onto the grass. And yeah, this is a good machine, and the reason for getting it was to cover areas quicker. So, and the commercial 21 doesn't have a side discharge, whereas this one does. You can see on the left there where I've already cut, there's some of the discharge there, and I go afterwards with a blower and just blend that in, and just so that you don't see any clumps, try and leave it looking nice and tidy. The customers appreciate that, and so here we are. You'll see here as I come round that the pass closest to the house, it's firing it away from the property rather than towards the property. There's just these small things that make the difference, and it just takes a little bit of thinking, and you'll see here, there we go, and make sure that the discharge, which is on the right hand side of the machine, just doesn't fire it straight at the building. So here we go, we're a bit more speeded up, and you sure do some walking, but you all know what that's like. I don't have a 0 turn or any machine big enough to actually pull me along, so I do plenty of walking, which keeps me nice and fit, and it does mean that you can, well, within reason, eat what you like. So here, see, there's a couple of stones there, I picked them up. You know, you just got to look out for some of this stuff, because you wouldn't want to catch one of those. They're big enough to certainly wreck something underneath the mower, certainly ruin your day, I would think. It'd be, if you didn't have a 21-inch machine, you'd have to just go home, I guess, or try and fix it on the spot. So I remember the time where I had a 21-inch machine. It was an old McCulloch, and I hit a piece of steel and couldn't see it in the grass. It was back in the early days, and sure, it just bent the shaft. So that was the end of that machine. But here we go, up and down a couple of passes just to blend in the material, and there you go, put the stones back down. And I think it's just to keep the wood from being in contact with the ground, and from the wood from rotting. We are quite wet here a lot of the time. It's a nice sunny day, but it's not always nice, as I'm sure it isn't with you. So we just keep going, and I'm just thinking about all of, I don't know really, you can just sort of, I don't know, you just sort of think about other stuff. And along here, just the other side of the washing line, there's a hump. There it is, there. And you got to, it's tricky, because if you land the mower deck on the hump, there we go, it will just scalp it big time. And I don't know, I've not thought about digging it out or anything. I really just left it, and so it seems fine. I think once you kind of get to know your lawns, you know where everything is. So here we go, we have a little look round, and not a bad effect. I'll put that bench down before I go, and blend in any excess of cuttings. And here we go, and then we're going to head round. We're going to head round to the front in a minute. There we go, and just need to maybe snug down the height a bit on the front. Sometimes I'll have the front just a wee bit lower than the back, just by one click, and I find that sort of attack just gives me a sort of a half grade, and it can make a difference. So here we are, we're just finishing off at the front here. The grass is generally shorter here at the front, otherwise I'd leave the height the same throughout. You'll see this machine is very productive, so if you're thinking about one of these, it's not the lightest machine, and yeah, I'm using it more, but it can wear you out. There's no sort of counterweight towards you. So here we go, I think we're just about wrapped up. So thank you very much for watching, folks.